Everybody, I'm Helen. Today our group topic is genetically modified organism. Then there are questions. What are GMO? Let us know about the history of GMO. 10,000 years ago, humans began crop domestication using selective breeding. 700s, farmers and scientists began crossbreeding plants within a species. 1940s and 1950s, breeders and researchers seek out additional means to introduce genetic variation into the gene pool of plants. 1980s, researchers developed the more precise and controllable methods of genetic engineering to create plants with desirable traits. 1990s, the first genetically modified seeds are introduced to the marketplace. 2010s, hyaluronic and other high stability oils emerged with a direct consumer benefit. These are types of GMO crops: soybeans, cross, tomato, banana, and many more. Then our definition of GMO is an organism whose genome has been altered by the technique of genetic engineering so that its DNA contains one or more genes that is no longer found in its natural state. About GMO is inserting new traits into an existing DNA to have to be done in laboratory. This is why, because DNA can only survive under a controlled environment. Okay, that's all.
Next is the achievement of GMOs. So what are the achievements that scientists have achieved? The first one is that better species of crops have been created. So what are the species of crops that has become the GMO products? The first one is the bud-killing corn. Actually, this bud-killing corn is special because it has been inserted with the bacterial toxin protein which kills the bud of the corn. So the corn itself actually works as an insecticide. The next one is vaccinated banana. Recently, the scientists have discovered new variety of banana which are capable of producing hepatitis B and cholera vaccines naturally. This is one of the greatest inventions that scientists have discovered. The next one is the purple tomatoes. Recently, purple color tomato has been introduced which is rich in antioxidant. You can see that this antioxidant actually can harm the human cells because of the chemical reaction. So by eating this tomato which rich this antioxidant, we can actually counter the chemical reactions. So we can actually reduce the diseases that has been caused by the oxidation reaction, like Alzheimer's diseases and heart cancer, and also muscle damage. The next one is we can reduce costing on farming as well. Why? Because we're actually creating crops that are actually pest resistant. For example, potatoes. These potatoes can be genetically modified so they're toxic to pests such as the Colorado beetle. Frankly, they just inserted the bacterial protein just like I mentioned in the bud-killing corn. And then we can create the disease. We can actually counter the disease resistant. So, meaning to say that we don't have to spend much money to counter the diseases. Like for example, we have GM papaya. Usually in Hawaii and China, there has been a severe situation regarding the papaya crops, because there has been ring spot virus has been attacked the whole papaya. So they actually created a transgenic papaya. So this transgenic papaya is resistant to ring spot virus. And then we also have a lead blight resistant potato as well.
Okay.
As I'm going to talk about the advantages of GMO products. The first one is that we'll be able to increases the yield due to high success rate of growing. Because you can see that these GMO crops, the original traits of these GMO crops has been changed. Because we have inserted different genes in these particular crops. So that is why you can see that the corn just now, and then the purple tomatoes and the banana have some special characteristic in it. And some of them have a higher resistance to diseases and pests. And then the second one is that shorten the harvesting period. Usually in particular crops, the harvesting period takes about 6 months. But by using the GMO technology, we can shorten to 2 or 3 months. Meaning that instead of we do the harvesting about two times in a year, we can harvest it to 4 harvests in a year. Means that we can increase our crop yield. But of course, in every product must have their cons as well. So what are the cons of the GMO products? There are higher possibility of creating superbugs and super weeds. Of course, we cannot see this issue in short time of period. But in a long time of period, we can see that some of these bugs has created their own immunity to the GMO crops. For example, the bud killing corn. Maybe this bug, in a long time of period, this bug will actually create their immunity, so that they can, when they create the immunity, so they can actually attack these crops again. And
So now we'll proceed on with global issue regarding GMO. So there's 2 things that I want to highlight on is the safeness to consume GMO and also interruption to the originality of the nature. So the first thing is about the safeness. Until now, there's no studies to prove that consuming GMO is safe, is totally safe. So people are curious about the safety and have no confidence in GMO. People will question that will we have allergic after consuming GMO, or will have any side effects? Because until now, no studies to prove that GMO is ready and safe for consumer to consume. That's why from the beginning we have said that there are a lot of countries who has been banning GMO from entering their countries. There are a total of 50 countries, and one of it is Australia and Japan. So this is about an article from Scientific American, which they have been, what have written here is they are independent scientists who have been find out health and other risks associated with GM crops, but they were being attacked on their credibility if they report or defend the experimental finding that implied. So this is also another issue that independent scientists is not willing to come out to prove that GMO is not safe. And this is about the side effect, unpredictable side effect, which may produce new toxin, allergen, carcinogen, and nutritional deficiencies. So go back to the interruption to the originality of nature. So when GMO crops is being planted in the nature, there are people who believe that interaction between GMO crops and non-GMO crops will interrupt the original biodiversity cycle, which they will breed, for example, pollination, and no one can expect what is the new form or new type of plant that will be produced next generation, maybe a scarier generation of plant, which may be stronger, which may be a weird type of plantation. So if this matter goes on where GMO really plant in the nature, interacting with the other crops, it may affect the biodiversity, and slowly it will affect others, for example fauna and other flora as well. So this is a serious issue where we should really discuss on. It's debatable, but yeah, it's back to all of you to really research on this topic. Thank you.